Hello!
Hello!
Hello! Hello! We're calling from a camper van near you. Well, actually, we might not be near you.
No, I don't think
We're on the
be.
holy island of Anglesey. Okay, very mysterious. It's called Holy Island because I was looking it up on Wikipedia.
That font of all knowledge?
That font, whatever, of all knowledge, of all truthfulness. Nay, truthfulness. Where you can find truth. Okay? And it said that it's called Holy Island. It's Holyhead, by the way. You'll know or might have heard of Holyhead before. It's where all the ferries go to Ireland and the Isle of Man and all that kind of stuff. And it's called Holy Island because of all the ancient sites on it, believe it or not. Because there's loads of them. And we've just found another one. And it's actually, we sat almost amongst diggers and bulldozers on some industrial estate. And I'm going to have an attempt at trying to tell you what it's called. I'll have to put my glasses up because they're not bifocals. Right, it's spelled Trefignath. Now I'm going to have a crack at it and I'm going to say Trefignath. Oh, excuse me, that's my bacon sandwich from this morning. Trefignath.
Trefignath.
You see, the thing is, Anne's part Welsh, so, you know, she has one of them big hats as well.
And leeks.
And
I do like a leek.
No, oh, I thought you meant the other leek. I thought, I know you leak.
Both types.
You leak quite a lot. Drinking too much pop.
Pop?
Yeah, that pop made from grapes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and it literally describes it right beside the busy A55. So if you're
what a place to build an ancient monument right on a busy main road.
Well, I suppose it was convenient because at least they could get the cars up to it, couldn't they?
And they can pop round the corner to one of these local supermarkets. Mentioning no names.
If you're young enough to remember the Flintstones, you'll understand that all druids had cars, right? And they used to drive them, move them with the feet on the floor.
They can't see you doing
like
that.
Like the Flintstones.
He's actually moving his feet on the floor.
You can hear that though. Yeah.
Fred.
And that's actually what we have to do to make Lucy go.
Up hills.
All areas. Right, so, great book by the way. It's probably backwards way around. The Old Stones. Yeah, fantastic book this.
You're going to read a little bit what it says about this place?
Well, I have done a bit, haven't I?
Have you? Oh, I wasn't listening to you.
Well, we're going to find out. I try not to preempt things. I like to pick things up for myself, you know, without getting a clouded judgment on things. Anyway, we're going to hop off now. We're going to attach the selfie stick, wherever it's... Oh, it's there.
He's really impressed with his selfie stick.
We're going to attach this selfie stick.
How many years behind technology are we?
Look at that.
It just pokes me in the eye. That's the only reason he likes it.
Look at that. It's got a good vacuum count on it as well. Yeah, so we're going to take this little fella and we're going to attempt to get
dodge the
up
bulldozers.
Close and personal and hope that we're not going to get attacked by men with hard hats on. Okay, and high-vis jackets. Right, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Bye. Poke your finger. Hiya, folks. Here we go. Anna's just been attacked by the undergrowth, and we had to clamber through the nettles. I've got a nice sting on my shin now. So this is the pathway, but just to show you, this is where we are. This is where this amazing ancient site is. Look, there's Lucy showing off there to the big digger. I think she fancies him. Yeah, yeah, you can tell she fancies him, but she's flashing her headlamps. Stop that. So you can see, and there's, I think we're looking there towards Holyhead itself, the mountain there. We're heading that way. We're going to go up to South Stack and North Stack later on. But just to show you, it's just a track. Tends to be these places. And we're just approaching the entrance now. So excuse me bobbing up and down as I'm walking. But here we go. This is the first glimpse of the site. This is the first time we've ever been to this place. So we're going to take a little bit of time just to get a feel for it. And we'll just have a quick look at the signs here. Of course, this is Wales, so all signs are in Welsh and in English. So it reckons this was erected 4000 to 2000 BC, so that's well, let's say hellishly old. For the communal burial of the dead, again, we're burying the dead again. And the tall stones mark the entrance. Originally the entire structure was covered by a mound of stones. So let's go and do a little bit of energy work on this place and see what we come up with. So here we are, folks, just a little bit more information about the place. Dawn of the Dead, it's entitled. About 3 separate tombs. And I've just been around the outskirts of the site. The energy is extremely heavy. It's not a good energy at this place at all by any means. And if we look at the site itself, you might see just off in the distance there 2 larger structures either side of a smaller central pillar, and that central pillar, there is a lay or energy line running through that, and I would say both directions, because we're now looking due south. So to the left is the eastern entrance, to the west is the right is the western entrance, and where we're standing now is approximately due north, but we're actually looking due south. And there are 2 lines intersecting here, energy lines, and both lines are extremely heavy energy. Both Anne and myself don't feel particularly good in this energy, so we're going to find out a bit more. I've already done a little bit of resonance work in the section to the left hand of the screen that you're looking at now. I'm going to go back there and show you the quite impressive aspect from that point of view. So now we're just trying to go around anti-clockwise, but the energy is still the same. There's no difference whether we go clockwise or anti-clockwise. I would say that this is the most impressive part of the ancient site itself, this entrance to this section here. You can see 2 quite large pillars, what they call a dolmen kind of structure, stones to the side of it. So looking at this, there will probably be a much bigger structure here, taking it that these stones are rubble or ruins from the other section. Anyway, let's walk inside or towards this entrance. This is the eastern entrance, so the sun, if you were sitting in looking out of there, you would see the sunrise. Okay. Out of this wonderful entrance, and the stones, quite impressive stones here, quite tall. I'll probably say at least 6.5 feet, 7 feet going on for both stones. I will make a point of finding out what the indigenous stone here is in these parts. I should know that already, but sadly I haven't done my homework. How very naughty. So now if we just duck down, and you can see the stone structure above me, once again we've got evidence of modern tampering. We've got this pillar structure here, which doesn't fit in any way with the monument itself, namely because it's got concrete in it and it's got nice square sides. So obviously this has been put here to support the roof. Now whatever happened to the original pillar is anybody's guess, but I kind of got in a little bit further into this section, started doing a little bit of toning, and I found that the tone was 111 hertz, which seemed to resonate, which kind of goes along with a lot of these places. which is what they call the divine frequency or the healing frequency. Many structures across the world resonate to 111 hertz. So I'm just going to pull up my tone generator and then we'll see where we go with that. So here now I've got my tone generator in hand, and it's as you can see, it's set to wonderful phone, just bear with me, set to 111 hertz. It's not an easy one to listen to, I very much doubt. I'm just putting it as close as I can to the mic because it's quite low frequency. That was just a little bit of 111 hertz toning for you. I'm going to try the other section just a little bit further down. From here you can also see the central pillar, okay, which I assume, according to the archaeologists, that would be the second or middle tomb. Definitely space for a body in here, but as we found in Driffle, we would lay bodies in these places for healing purposes. That's what we discovered, not through archaeology but through our own intuition. So there is an alignment there. We're now running from east to west, and I'm looking towards the west at this point here, okay. So I'm now going to have a little bit more of a tour and see what we find. So now here is the back of the little chamber that I've been sitting in doing the toning, and if I just tread over this rubble, there's the centre stone, there's another stone, and there's one kind of laying on the floor. It's obvious that this bigger section has collapsed over time, whether through erosion or pressure or whatever it might be, or human interference, and you can see hopefully quite clearly that this stone would potentially have rested on these vertical stones. So when the archaeologists say that it was a three chambered site, I've got to go along with what they say. I would believe them on that one. So this is the third chamber. So again, we have a lot of rubble around it, and the question is, would this have been the lid or the top of this chamber as well? So it's obviously had some level of destructive force in its time over the thousands of years that it's been here, and I'm not quite sure if I can create a little bit of resonance. I'll just sit down just by this stone here and see if I can create resonance. Again, it sounds quite resonant even with no lid. So I'm just going to try and find out any particular frequencies that it might resonate with. Now you may be able to hear that tone generator now. There we go, sunshine's just obscuring the screen a little bit. Looking at a frequency here of 487 hertz. That tends to resonate quite well. Bearing in mind that it's not just one frequency that these place that will resonate with. More a collection of harmonic resonant frequencies, all working on the healing vibrations. So I'm going to do my homework about the stones now and find out what this indigenous stone is. It's got some beautiful white quartz-like crystals in it, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Here comes Anne. Have you found anything, Anne?
I've been watching a buzzard.
You've been watching a buzzard? Yes. Anne's more interested in the wildlife.
Look, and there's a little goldfinch.
Oh, there's a little goldfinch. Well, this is the landscape, folks. This is where we are, right in the middle of industrial Holyhead. So, and once again, here's this amazing ancient site. Okay, I will do my research and be back soon. So, just having done a little bit of research on the local geology, if I can focus in on this particular stone here, it appears to be, what I can gather, is schist. That's not rude, by the way. It's metamorphic rock, and it's got these beautiful, what appears to be calcite crystals in. Sorry, chlorite. My apologies, chlorite crystals, and definitely quartz-like as well. There's another example or two here. You may even begin to see the beautiful sparkly crystals in there, as is with this superb specimen as well. And it's almost like mica-like as well, which would fit in with the schist category. Some golds in it. It's actually very beautiful, and you can see some of the metamorphic process there, the actual manipulation or bending of the stones. Even there's some over there. You can see the process of the volcanic process that took place, or the pressure that took place to create these stones. So the stones are literally alive, very beautiful. The energy in these is amazing. However, overall, we feel like it's a very sad place. We feel as though it's been brutalised a little bit by processes, human or otherwise, because this place would have been a very, very powerful place in its day. So we're going to trot over now and find Anne, wherever she's gone, and see if we can have a chat on that as well, see what we both found. Anne's also been doing a little bit of vocal toning too, so I'll go and find her. Just as we're going back over the lid of the central so-called tomb, I've just noticed that this stone here is visibly has been cemented, has been stuck back together, a little bit like Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, it's a great shame that it's absolutely been annihilated, this site, over time, and I feel that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that it's lost its energy, or it's not got a good energy about it. So okay, we're going to have a little talk about it very soon, in terms of a little bit of toning back in the chamber with Anne, and as I mentioned before, just see what she's found. So we managed to find a place to record just out of the wind, because it is quite windy today, and it's nothing to do with what I had last night for my tea, by the way. Yeah, we've got mixed feelings about this place. It's an absolutely amazing site, and in its day this structure must have been quite phenomenal. But now we're trying to work out whether a lot of the so-called ruins, Anne's pointed out, might actually not be the ruins of the site. It could be just have been dumped here, basically. Anyway, Anne's going to talk a little bit about her experience.
Right, well, yeah, it's, I feel it is, it's more to do with modern man that's put a lot of this configuration together. The energy just doesn't feel, it's almost like there's a sadness here, if that's one way of putting it.
I totally agree with that.
There's so much, if you could see the surrounding area, it's just been decimated by modern man, you know. So it's almost as though there's just a little place left on its own, that little land time forgot or whatever. But yeah, I just get sadness. I get that it's been pushed to one side, really.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's now surrounded by industry has got a major effect on the energy of the place. And as we have found out over many years, is that that's not always accidental, by the way. Like we said, these are very, very potent sites, particularly in Anglesey. And when Uther said that this, you know, every site on these islands is a grid, then you've got to think, well, at one point, if they were a grid, they must have all worked together. They must have all been connected together, probably through energy lines, ley lines, and were active, very active. Yesterday we went to Bryn Kethley whatever, sorry, to any Welsh speakers, and that's certainly got an energy about it, yeah. And Castlerig, Avebury. The last time I felt a little bit saddened by the energy was at Stonehenge, and that was many years ago. So I feel that some of these most potent sites have been, for want of a better word, disabled for whatever reason we want to try and work on for that. But it's been worth a visit, and please do come and visit it. It's another amazing place. The weather again is glorious. It's like being abroad. Well, it is, I suppose, really.
We're across the waters, aren't we?
It is for us lot anyway, from Huddersfield.
It's a great little, what I would call a museum piece.
It is.
Yeah, I would say it's more of a museum piece now. It's not perhaps as it originally was.
I think it'd take a lot of work to get it back to what it used to be. Let's put it that way. But the rock structure is phenomenal. Yeah, we recently came across a beautiful piece of rock, a conglomerate, lepidolite we call it, and it's got many different rocks in. And the rock here is very reminiscent of that. But we'll talk more about crystals, crystal structure, the importance of the crystals in the stones. As I mentioned yesterday, you can check out the blog on our website about the ancient druids and what the stones are capable of through the crystalline structure. But we will continue to talk about that. The more that we find out, we'll talk about it. So,
because if there's anything he loves to do, that's talk. Of course I don't. I'm very quiet, as everybody knows. Anybody who's only been on my courses knows that I'm extremely quiet.
Whatever.
Never talk.
Whatever. Moving on, and we shall be. We're now going to clamber back into Lucy. We never know, she might have got a date with the JCB. Let's go and find out.
Let's go and see.
So we just clambered through the undergrowth and just waiting for Anne to come now. So she should be with us any minute. So hopefully this way, it's like Nettle Alley. And she's negotiating now, look. Negotiating the nettles, the thistles, all the little bitey bugs. There you go. And look at that for a fizzog. There we go. Well done. Round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Lucy, have you behaved yourself? I hope so.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go find the keys now.
I think she might have pulled. Anyway, we'll get to know the story as we're driving.
Oh, well, here we go. Look, how's this for security? Make sure she's locked up.
Absolutely, yeah. It's as secure as anything.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Well, let's face it, they wouldn't get very far, would they? We'll be able to chase them.
She's just been showing off a steering wheel to that JCB.
Right, goodbye.